What up, what up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. Here we go with what I promised y'all, which is make that move. All right. Now, before we get started, okay, there's some unfinished business that I have to attend to, right? And the unfinished business that I have to attend to is related to Ready to Love. The unfinished business I have to attend to with Ready to Love is something I said about one of the castmates. I said something about one of the castmates, and this was weeks ago that I said this, okay? Check this clip out, whoever looks at, but at this stage in the game, I am starting to think that Janelle is not more beautiful than Lee. Now, listen, attractiveness is all, relative. It's the eye of the beholder, whoever looks at. But at this stage in the game, I am starting to think that Quentin probably could be a colorist. Okay. I don't think he wants chocolate babies with coarse hair. Okay. Now, some might say, Mike, that's ridiculous. He's connected to Lee. Yeah, well, he should be connected to Lee because Lee has the most in common with him. But he don't look at Lee the same way he look at Janelle. He just don't. Now, I said that about him, and it's just a vibe that I was getting. Okay. Come to find out, just recently, within the last few days of this video, I see a video, and it's all over social media right now. It's all over the place. And this is what I seen. Check this out.
Unfortunately, and I think, I heard some horrible stuff, you guys. I got to bring this up because I heard that Quentin told Lee that he had never dated a girl as dark as her. Can you believe that?
First of all, let me not say that. I'm trying to keep.
Just say whatever you're going to say because you've already put out the energy. But I'm seriously, I did not know that. Nobody told me that on my interviews. They tried to keep the good stuff for somebody else, but I cannot believe he would say that to her. And after we defended him with Kira saying that she felt like he would prefer white women, for him to make a statement, "You're the darkest girl that I've ever met." How disgusting.
See? That's why Shorty picked up on that. That's why she said what she said.
I did not like it. I'm not surprised, Mwadi, unfortunately, but I was really hoping that he was being authentic. You said Mo was like, nah.
But what? I mean, what is the word I want to say? Allegedly, no, I can't say that. That's not the right word. I don't think he was there. He wasn't there for what the show was for. I'll just say that.
You've said it already on other shows. You've been clear about your thoughts. I was disgusted by that. And Camille, you're right. We did a show on colorism, and because it does come up every season of Ready to Love.
You and I have a friend that said that.
We do, and you see how I can't stand him because of that. Like, I'm always like,
what was the statement he made?
Well, he said he made several statements. He did not want to be. He's a dark-skinned guy.
Dark-skinned girl.
He doesn't want to date a dark-skinned woman. Yeah. In fact, he don't really like brown. He don't like nothing besides other, really.
What other would that be?
His is Asian, but it's not that. And I don't want to say I can't stand him, but I definitely was disgusted and have have talked to you about how I was disgusted about he looked at his own race. But I feel like he has some issues that he hasn't dealt with. But to say that it's a lot. That's a whole.
But let me ask
you, children that would be. He didn't want dark skinned children.
At this stage in the game, I am starting to think that Quentin probably could be a colorist. Okay. I don't think he want chocolate babies with coarse hair. Now, y'all listen, I'm going to change my name from Mike the Philosopher to Mike the Oracle. Okay. Rightfully so. I'm going to start giving dating advice, start giving life coach advice. Okay. If you're interested in getting some advice from me with dating, with life coach, with anything, ask me any question you want, hit me in the email, blackmanrankings@gmail.com. I may do some lives if I see enough interest. I may do some lives and have some AMA sessions, ask me anything sessions. Okay. Obviously, I'm nice with this. I know what I'm doing. Listen to Mike the Oracle. Okay, I'm gonna keep the Mike the Philosopher, but know that it could be Mike the Oracle. I called this weeks ago before this came out. Okay. And someone actually commented when I said this, and they said, come on, Mike, it can't be that. It's not that. He's not that type of guy. It could be a number of things, but it's not that. And I said, look, I'm convinced he's a colorist. And it's just been confirmed. All of you who are watching me and following me, you're on the right path. Okay. You're viewing someone who has a good grasp on what's going on. Might not be easy to hear all the time, but it is the truth. It is red pill truth, knowledge, wisdom that I'm giving you. I'm not claiming to be perfect. Okay. May be off on some things, but the majority of things that I say, it's all in the proof. It's all in the proof. I've been right when it came to the love experiment, with who they were going to pick, with the proposal that was going to be at the end. I was right about Quentin. I'm right about a lot of stuff. Okay. Now, with all of that being said, let's get back into make that move. Now, yeah, this is turning out to be similar to the other one, the love experiment, except a little less dramatic, I guess you could say. It seemed like the love experiment had a huge budget, and I don't know, they seemed like they had 10 times the budget that this Ready to Love. Look, you're dealing with MTV have a huge budget over OWN. Okay, OWN ain't got such a big budget to do some extravagant things, so already MTV is working with a bit of an advantage. They still chose sisters though, and who knows, I don't know if they're gonna do that again for the next season, but you can tell the OWN budget from the MTV budget. It's it's night and day practically. Okay, just being real. All that being said, without further ado, let's just go right on in. All right. Now, the first thing I noticed is that Cherie said that if I move, that the guy would have to be worth it, and he would have to be able to afford it. Let me say this. Look, this whole expecting men to pay for everything. What is the point in having women make more money if they're not going to contribute more? That's my question. Why would you brag about how much money you make if you're never going to spend it for the sake of us? That's my question as a man. Why do I care what your education is? Why would I care what your finances is? Why do I care about any of that stuff? You want to use that as some sort of upgrade for yourself. Oh, I make this, I make that, but you never pay for nothing. So what's the point? What do you mean I have to pay for it? I have to be able to afford it. Why do I got to pay the full amount for you to leave? If you're my woman, I'm not saying I'm not going to help out, but you need to show me you're invested in this too. Even if I got it like that, you need to show me you're invested in this too. I'm not going to put all the financial risk on this move. That's just me as a guy. So when Cherie said that, I'm like, here we go. Already. All right. I look at this show and I was like, if Waiting to Exhale was a movie, a TV show, this would pretty much be Waiting to Exhale, the TV show. I mean, you got 4 friends who, except they're living together, all hugged up, girl power, looking for their one, looking for their love. It's Waiting to Exhale on TV. That's pretty much what it is. Next up, Zadia. She says she don't want to hide who she is, just to find a man, okay? And that men have unrealistic expectations. Look, men ain't the one with the unrealistic expectations. Okay, men have very realistic expectations. We just, we expect our women to, be, for us to be able to communicate with them, for us to be able to get along with them. We don't have all these high expectations. It's the women that have all the high expectations. Women expect you to finance their whole move. Men don't have those expectations. So, and then she said she don't want to have to hide herself for a man. Now, to me, that was code for, I'm an emotional woman. I don't want to have to, turn off my attitude just to keep a man. That's how I read it. Now, y'all might have, heard something different, but that's what I heard. I got an attitude as a woman, and I don't want to have to always put that in check just to keep a man. That's what I heard. I can tell you right now, it's gonna be tough sledding for Zadia and for Sharice for that matter. It's just gonna be tough sledding for these ladies. Next up, Vernisha. She says now she's an empty nester. So now that's why she wants to get back into the dating scene. And, her kids are pretty much out of the house, going to college, this, that, and the third. So, she's ready to put herself out there. And I say kudos to Vernisha, And it's around this time, y'all, that I discover that OWN has some personality types. And here they are. Now, here are the personality types that I think that the OWN people are looking for. Number one, the narcissist. And in this series, that narcissist is who? Is Charisse. Okay. Number two personality type they look for is the emotional. Who is the emotional person in this series? That's Zadi. Okay. The next personality type they look for is the bubbly. Who is the bubbly person in this series? That's Ashley, right? And the next personality trait they look for is the sweet. Who is the sweet person in this series? That's Vernisha. Okay. Now, if you think I'm off on that, let's go back to the Ready to Love cast. Who is the narcissist in the Ready to Love cast? That was Janelle. Who was the emotional? That was Tequila. Okay. Who is the bubbly? So in Ready to Love, they have two of each. So let me just name all the two of each, right? The narcissist is both Janelle and Jessica. The emotional, Tequila and who else? Tequila. Let's skip over that. The emotional. Who is the emotional? Tequila. Who is the bubbly? It was Kira and it was Sierra. Who is the sweet? That was Lee and that was Kat. That was Lee and that was Kat. Now, you might say, oh, well, who's the emotional? Well, they only had one emotional, and that was Tequila. Where do Aries fit? I'm not necessarily sure where Aries will fit in. She will probably be more sweet than emotional. You could also put I don't know, you probably could put Kat in the emotional too. And they probably just thought Aries and Lee was sweet. Because Kat can get a little bit emotional when she's going up against someone who's challenging her, right? So that's what I figured out about OWN. This is how they cast people. They get a narcissist, an emotional, a bubbly, and a sweet. Okay. And this is why they casted Kira, because she was bubbly. This is why they cast Lee, because she was sweet. This is why they cast both Janelle and Jessica, because they're narcissists. So this is what I figured out, and this is how they're casting these ladies. And it is no different when it comes to this show with Make That Move. They made sure they had all of their personality types to be casted on this show. Now, some might say, oh, no, I don't see that. That's not true. This, that, and the third. All right. I haven't been wrong much. I can't verify this. I'm not in, OWN boardrooms or anything like that, or casting directors or anything like that, or psychiatrists. I'm not in those spaces, but this is what I'm seeing from my perspective. I'm seeing these personality types, and I'm seeing them cast women who will fit into these personality types. That's when I figured it out. Once I figured out how this cast was casted, I said, okay, I now see their casting strategy. And they probably do this on purpose because they want to get every demographic of woman out there. And every demographic of woman is probably going to fit into one of these categories. And whoever is your favorite girl is going to probably be who you are and who you can relate to. If you like Kat, you're probably, that type of woman. If you like Kira, you're probably a bubbly woman yourself. You're rooting for her. If you're a narcissistic woman, you probably love Janelle and Jessica. I'm just saying. So who do you like as a woman? Who do you like as a woman? Who do you relate to most? Because that will tell me a lot about who you are. I'm just saying. Look, I'm Mike the philosopher, all right? I know how to get to the bottom of stuff. And I might rub some people the wrong way, but it just is what it is. It just is what it is. This is what I see with their casting choose. Anyway, moving forward, the ladies go on their first date. And let me tell you something. They all look real good. When they stepped out of that house, them ladies looked good. I got to give it up to them. All four of them looked like a snack. Okay, they looked pretty good. And let me tell you, Vernisha, she can get it. Okay, she looked very nice. I liked how Vernisha looked. Okay. When I look at Charisse, I see a woman who is, I'd be interested to see her mother. I seen her father on a previous show when she was on Ready to Love. I think I seen her father on that show, and he was a brother. He was black, but I'm wondering if her mother is Thai. She looks half black, half Thai to me. So I'm wondering if her mother is a Thai woman. I'd be interested to know. She looks Blasian to me, but that's just how I see it. Ashley picks Donald, to go out on a date with. But I don't know. Some women may claim that Ashley be acting thirsty sometimes. And to me, she just acts animated, and she takes a lot of energy. She takes a lot of energy to deal with, and she know it. She knows she a lot to deal with, but she could be a little too animated to me sometimes. I mean, it's okay. It's cute every now and then, but you just do it too much. Okay. I don't know. I like Ashley. I like Ashley, but I just feel like she is a little too animated, a little too draining for my taste. Zadia, she don't like her date. She chose a guy and she didn't really like him because he started asking her important questions and she wasn't interested in important questions. And to me, Zadia gives off a woman who suffers from ADHD. She seemed to have a low attention span. It's hard for her to focus she don't like small talk, or not even small talk. She don't like big talk. She like small talk. Okay. And I think she likes small talk because she don't really want you to get to know her. She wants you to get to fall for the idea of her, if that makes sense. Because when you get to know her, she know it's going to be over. So don't try to get to know me. Don't try to, you're not going to like the real me. Just get to like the idea of me. Talk small talk, this, that, and the third. I can't pay attention to all what you're saying in big words anyway. My time is precious. I found that interesting that she said that. I'm like, that is ridiculous. Like, everybody's spending time. What are you talking about? I don't know. Sometimes Zaddy will rub me the wrong way. Anyway, Vernisha, she goes out and she takes Jabari, and they seem to connect pretty good. And I'm thinking that's pretty dope. They seem to have a genuine connection. The banter is going back and forth. To me, Jabari is a bit of a wordsmith. He's good with the vocals. Okay, he can really connect and really have a good conversation. He got G when it comes to conversation with the ladies, and so I mean, he did so well that even Zadia started to look at him as a potential, so then Cherie, she thinks that her date, she thinks that he has a 4-year-old, and that's a little too recent for her. She don't really want to be, I guess, dating a guy who has a 4-year-old. So that's a little too recent. Are you sure you out of that and all this other stuff? I mean, a part of me get it, a part of me don't. Like, 4 years old, that's probably right on the cusp of, recent to distant past. Like, 1-year-old, okay. 2-year-old, 3-year-old, yeah, you get to the point where you're over it. And then the 4-year-old, I mean, depending on when they broke up, right? Depending on when they broke up. But why are you creating problems? That's where I'm coming from. Why are you, okay, he got a 4-year-old. Oh, that's a little too recent. That might be a problem. Why are you creating problems? You don't even know their dynamic yet. You don't know how they communicate. You don't know any of that. So don't start creating problems. Cherie can be a little negative to me sometimes. So when it's time to pick their dates, Ashley pick her guy, Cherie pick her guy, and Vernisha and Zadia pick the same guy, Jabari, right? Ashley says to her guy, I'm a lot, okay? From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., I'm turned up all the time. And if I'm being honest, could not deal with that. I could not deal with that. I think Ashley is an adorable woman, to be honest, but she would drain me. She would drain me. I need some kind of peace, some kind of chill. And she would be a little too animated for me. I think there's possibly a guy out there who could deal with that. Not a whole lot though, but I'm sure there's some guys out there that can deal with that and love her energy. It's just a bit of it's a bit exhausting to me, if I'm being honest. Charisse goes on her date, and she really she talks about the guy wearing a vest suit, okay? And she said, it's so superficial of me. Yes, it's superficial of you. Listen, it's probably hot as hell in New Orleans. Why would guys wear a full body? You know how hot those things get? It's like putting a winter jacket on almost. I don't think women understand. A suit is hot. So I've seen guys sweating on here. Why would he put on a jacket? Let the man breathe in his printed vest. She knows she was wrong. That's why she was like, oh yeah, I know that's superficial. That's something you can change. This, that, and the third. Yeah, it is superficial. But let that man live. It's probably hot as hell there. So, give him a break. When I look at this guy, when I look at Cherie's date, and don't beat me up about this, but to me, he looks like a lesbian to me. He looks like a woman who maybe transitioned. I look, maybe it was just the soft tones on the guy or whatever. I don't know. It's just he looked like he was once a woman and he transitioned over. If a woman was transitioning and trying to be a guy, now he got kids, so I know he's not. But I don't know. I don't know. Am I wrong for that? Do y'all see what I see at least? Or do you think that I'm off on that? That's just how he looked to me. I mean, if y'all don't agree, that's fine. But I'm just telling you how he looked to me. Okay. And that's what I seen. And then she goes on about cheating is a deal breaker and this, that, and the third. And she want kids. And is he willing to have more kids? And she ain't got much time left. She really don't. If she talking about having kids, like, okay. I guess. But she talking about how cheating. Look, ladies, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff you got going on in your past too. You're probably not going to find a whole lot of guys who haven't cheated for the simple fact that, every guy go through their playboy stage, I guess you could say, for the most part. If there is a 304 phase for every woman, there's one for men too. Okay. And, women kind of, trip me out when, oh, that's a deal breaker. Well, okay, that's fine if that's a deal breaker. Just know that if you're trying to find a guy who's being honest and has never done that before, if he's being honest and he's haven't done that before, he's probably married to that woman. Okay. And there's just not gonna be a whole lot of guys in that category, in my opinion, that I'll put it this way, that are worth having. Okay. You probably find a guy who like that and he ain't really worth having. He could be some roly-poly guy who, got bifocals on and braces, and yeah, I've never yeah, well, do you want to be with that dude? Like Chris Rock said, you're as faithful as your options, right? Well, guys who worth being with got a lot of options, and I'm gonna tell you, turning down good women, or the P is like women turning down money. It ain't gonna happen very often. Okay? Women ain't gonna turn down money. Men ain't gonna turn down women. We both got vices. Okay? Y'all got y'all vice, we got our vice. But I would ask her, have you turned down money before? Probably haven't. So, I don't know. Vernisha and Jabari, they go on a date, and he asks a brilliant question, in my opinion. He asks, what do you bring to a man? And Vernisha has some great answers. She said, I'm a nurturer, I'm a homemaker, and I'm a hard worker. And that was dope. He liked that so much. He was like, look, I got to get your phone number. Okay. This chick got options here. She's a catch. Okay. And look, yeah, I would have liked those answers too. You're a nurturer, you're a homemaker, you're a hard worker. Ladies, take notes. The one thing she didn't say is, I bring me. I'm the table. That was, she actually had answers for that question. So, he was impressed enough to ask her for her number. I don't blame him. I would have did the same thing. Then Zadia goes on her date, and she takes the Jabari on the date, and they go and they get a reading from Laveau or something like that. Interesting person. Okay, interesting person. I'll put it that way. When they did the tarot cards, and let's just say those hands look real strong shuffling them cards. That's all I'll say. But seemed to give a pretty good tarot card reading to the couple, saying that, both of y'all got choices. I don't know. It seemed a little generic, but for what it's worth, I guess, they both seem to enjoy it and buy it. Now, a lot of people ain't into the whole tarot cards thing. A lot of religious people, right? They didn't want to do that on Ready to Love with your boy Maurier. Ladies wasn't interested in doing that. They thought that was a bit voodoo or something, going against their religion, or pagan is what they called it, right? Well, seems as though Zadia and Jabari didn't have no problem with the whole tarot cards. To each their own. And what happened is Zadia said that she said something interesting. Zadia said that she don't want kids, but if she have kids, she will need a contract drawn up. And if she have kids, she would need a contract drawn up stating that she will get Saturdays off. Okay. And you would have to pay for plastic surgery for a nip tuck, for her to get her stomach back. First, you want me to spend all my money to move you out to New Orleans. And then when we have a kid, you want me to pay for plastic surgery for your stomach? Do women understand the asks y'all be asking men to do? I mean, you want men to pay for you want men to pay for everything. I tell you what, instead of paying you to have a child, giving you Saturdays off and and getting you plastic surgery, you're basically telling me that you're over the hill, really. With those requests, you're telling me you're over the hill. Why don't I just get somebody who's in more shape and younger than you to have my kids? Wouldn't that be easier and less expensive for me as a man? You're telling me you're over the hill with all these demands. It's just ridiculous. You mean to tell me I gotta pay for you to get plastic surgery? And I seen Zadia. She got a little bit of a gut there. You can kind of tell. You can kind of see it. So I know she's scared that once she get pregnant, it's going to get out of control. And I understand, but yeah, it would just be easier and cheaper for me to just get somebody who's ready to have kids. I don't think women understand the ask y'all be asking men. Like, y'all want us to do and pay for everything. What is the point of you even work? If you don't have no career, no job, no income, no money, no nothing like that, then we can kind of talk some of these talks. But if you have some of those things, if you got your own career, if you got your own money, you're going to have to pay for your life just like I do. Why do I have to pay for everything in your life? It's just a little frustrating for me as a guy. Okay. And I've been seeing some dating habits that's been going on. Check out some of my other videos for those. Okay. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I just found that ridiculous. Okay, yeah, if I have a baby, it's going to be a contract and you're going to have to do this, that, and the third. I'm not getting up past 10 p.m. You're going to have to feed and breastfeed the baby as a man. And it's like, okay, your ask, ladies, is ridiculous. Okay, your ask is ridiculous. Be a woman, have the kid. And look, maybe I'll help assist you with the I don't even want to put that out there. I'll help with some kind of nip tuck. That's just ridiculous. Women can't just be women anymore. You gotta. I'm ranting now. Let me stop. And let me say this. Let me say this too about Zadia. And let me talk to the fellas for a minute, ladies. Let me talk to the fellas. Fellas, a pretty face like Zadia's can really cost you time, energy, and money. Okay? Be careful with a pretty face. Belle Biv DeVoe said it. Can't trust a big butt and a smile. Okay. If you put all your eggs in that basket on her physical, it could wind up costing you so much in time, energy, and money. It could cost you so much. Be careful of that. All right. That's all I had to say to the guys. Anyway, Zadia is, she's at the swimming pool. She's talking to Ashley and stuff, and the ladies are bonding. Ashley talks about losing her dad, and that's a sad situation. You kind of wonder if she still needs some therapy behind that. But I always love women who love their dad, their father figures. That's always a good sign to me. Shows me that they can actually love a man. They're not harboring any type of negative emotions towards men. And he was taken out pretty tragically, so I'll give her a break on that. But I always question that. But I noticed something in Zadia, and I'm gonna ask the ladies, can we bring this back? Can we please bring this back? I would love if we bring this back. the whole hijab, head wraps, African head wraps, this is so sexy to me. Okay. So beautiful to me. I'm gonna need women to bring this back in style. Okay. Zadie is rocking it. She's rocking it, and she looked one of her best that I've seen her, really. Maybe it's just something about me and the hijab and the head wraps. I'm not the only guy like that though, but it's something I really like. It screams feminine, not feminist, but feminine. It screams feminine to me, and it looks very dainty and feminine and nurturing, mother. It looks very feminine to me. I love women who wear hijabs and head wraps. So let's please bring that back for not just for me, but for a whole bunch of other men who love that in their women. All right, that's what I'm gonna ask for. If you could please bring that back. All that being said, I thought it was a decent start, I guess you could say. If I had to rank the women, just first show out, I would say Charisse is just number 4. The things that she needs from a guy, just fair warning, I'm gonna always put the narcissist woman on the bottom. It's just, narcissists don't have the ability to love. They only have the ability to love themselves. That's why I think I was with a narcissist at one point, and I couldn't deal with it. So I'm gonna always put them on the bottom, and that's why I think Charisse is number 4. This woman is very narcissistic as far as I can see, superficial. But and listen, I know these ladies from past. I've seen all their seasons, all of their seasons. I know these women, not personally, obviously, but through the lens of the TV. I know what I'm dealing with. I got a grasp of who these women are already. So, Charisse was a nasty girl, I guess you could say mean girl on her season, and it's continuing in on this show. But she's definitely number 4. Number 3, I would have to say is Zadia. Zadia is just low attention span, just not a high EQ, emotional, probably not a high IQ either. And just a woman who's just going to be emotional, and all these asks, to have kids, you're going to have to draw a contract, all this other ridiculousness. She can't stand to sit and have a meaningful conversation. She got to have someone entertain her and always, be a performer for her. I don't know. Anyway, she's number 3. Number 2 is Ashley. I like Ashley. I just can't take her all day. Her energy is a little too high strung for me, but like I could picture her being my best friend's woman, if that makes sense. If she was my best friend's woman and I got her in little doses, I could really rock out with that. Or she would be my wife's best friend. That would be cool. They come over to the house and and entertain, and I get a dose of her, but I don't get her in life. Just get doses of her. So that's what I think of Ashley, but a pretty dope chick nonetheless, though. And number 1 is Vernisha. I mean, I don't even really think it's very close. Vernisha to me is in a league of her own. Most beautiful, best demeanor, grown woman. knows her roles as nurturer, homemaker, hard worker. I liked her on her season when she was with Joel. I thought Joel was playing games with her, but I thought she was a stand-up woman on her season. Not even close. Vernisha is number one. Um, I also thought that the host was cute too. Okay, I don't think she had much behind, but she didn't have much backyard. But she was still beautiful. Looked like she was pretty tall too. Looked like she was about at least 5'11", 6 feet or something like that. But very attractive. The host too. But as far as the ladies on the show, Vernisha is number one, and it's not even really close. Okay. All that being said, let me know what y'all think. Was I off on something? Did I not get something right? Put it in the comments. I'll be interested to know. Hit the like, share, and subscribe for more great content. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.